We finally made it to Khaenri'ah. It's pretty lively here. So, just past this wall is the desert, huh? Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh, if it's this tall...
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
Huh?
Over here.
Oh, Haytham went that way! Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
Travelers and visitors, don't miss out!
What the... Where did he go? How did we lose him? They were just here a second ago.
More Eremite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time?
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time ago. There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of personal favors. All I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit I developed at the academia.
You really gave Paimon a scare, Alhaitham. We never thought we'd run into you here. Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the academia?
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the academia's hit list. However, had I wished to turn you over to the academia, don't you think you'd already be the Eremites' honored guests by now?
Oh, right. You do have a point.
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged to the camp that promotes research. And these days, you're more fascinated. Not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Everyone says the capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved, which brings me back to you and why you're so interesting. The leader of Ain al-Ahmar used the Divine Knowledge Capsule right in front of you. And upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed. To have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized something.
Alhaitham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail. What?
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the acad, but that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd still...
That's right! We have the same plan as you! But...
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in the desert, so it'll probably have more
It's always better to travel with some...
Before us lies Aru Village, the safe haven of the desert folk.
Whoa, this landscape is really something... Wow!
Cyno. Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the academia. Would you care to enlighten me as to when and how I invited the General Mahamacho's wrath?
Oh, Haytham. Do not think you can escape my judgment just because you managed to escape my attack.
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your actions here, is it? Or would elimination perhaps be a more accurate description?
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me. Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist. Standard practice for them.
Seemed to me more like your own person.
Who is that, Al-Haytham?
Yes. General Mahamatra Cyno, head of all the Matra at the Academia. He's a formidable hunter, and
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Al-Haytham, to the point of blocking an attack for him. If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him. I wouldn't believe a single word that comes out of his mouth. I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, stand back and do not seek to defend him any longer.
Has Al-Haytham done something wrong? Paimon doesn't think he's a...
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Al-Haytham, I saw it during our fight. Take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person. Unless you want me to retrieve.
very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes a Matra's senses.
Wait, the divine knowledge capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Cyno. But I must admit, I'm very curious. What does this capsule mean to you? And why, as General Mahamatra of the Academia, are you all alone in the desert? As far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating about your disappearance. Have you been given a mission that's, let's say, morally dubious? If I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to judge me within the walls of the Academia?
I should have known you'd be difficult to deal with.
You two? Ugh! What should we do, Traveler? Paimon feels like we can't trust either of them.
Ahem. Well, look at you two, acting all tough and self-righteous over there.
Wait, Dia? Great! Finally, someone that we can trust! You gotta help us out here, otherwise these two are gonna start fighting again!
Yeah, sure looks that way. Two giants from the Academia duking it out once and for all. Not something you get to see every day, that's for sure. Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lord your empty rules and virtues over each other. But how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe haven of Aru Village? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls until you finally learn to respect these grounds. Hey, did either of you hear a word I just said?
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so strong! Is this a sandstorm? Paimon's gonna get blown away!
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly!
Someone's calling for us! Oh, this wind is too...
That sounded like Come on, you two! Jeez, are all of you
All right, stop yelling.
Well, this is pretty awkward. Hey, wanna play sardines with three people who wanna tear each other limb? The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sandstorm dies. Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace, protector of Aru.
Our savior has come. Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Pine.
There's no need to thank me.
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister.
All right. Now that we're all better equipped, as a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, and now that you have set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make absolutely sure. So please, have an honest and sincere conversation with. If anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some
Oh, on second thought, Paimon?
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make myself clear?
All right, we got it, Candace.
That's what I like to hear. So, which of you will begin?
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now.
Wait, that was you trying to be a
I have nothing to hide, so there's no shame in explaining myself. While Al-Haytham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned a morally dubious mission. Rather, I've chosen to exile myself.
Huh?
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development. As General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request. But I soon found that all leads and potential pieces of incriminating evidence, I began to realize that they were cautious of me from the very beginning. Unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit request as soon as the submission reached his desk. The power of the General Mahamatra is granted by the sages.
So they really are up to no good.
I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the Matra are nothing more than tools for the sages to assert and maintain their control over knowledge. The vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold, they are meaningless to the I believed it would be wise to flee the academia before the sages had a chance to. I will never give up on this investigation. There's no need for someone else to give me power or authority. Once I find the truth, I will administer judgment by my own name.
Cyno seems to have the same goal as us. We're all investigating the sages. Plus, now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, well, Cyno, if that's your story...
When I was investigating the matter in the academia, I overheard a conversation between Al-Haytham and a sage. The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Do you
What?
Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with the divine knowledge capsule, and
Yes, I was indeed
Al-Haytham!
After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me, once you've completed this assignment...
the most enticing...
Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. Their words contained one key piece of information. Namely, from my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. Think about it. Isn't it a little... So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the divine... Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ain al-Ahmar mercenary.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that drive people insane?
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the academia I was waiting in Port so it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile...
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Even though I ran into the traveler by chance, you were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
That's true. Al-Haytham helped us out at Caravan...
I'm willing to apologize, if that's worth anything to you. I took the divine knowledge capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant... After all...
You should be well aware, Scribe Al-Haytham, That curiosity can also lead you to danger and suspicion. Answer me this. Did the sages share any information about their...
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the academia.
Fine. Although you haven't completely proven your innocence, I won't regard you as an enemy.
As you wish.
Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your misunderstandings. And now you, Dia. I believe it's your...
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been... My situation is pretty straightforward. My employer, Dunyarzad of the Homeyan, I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to Aru village for a visit. But then I saw these two random guys in the middle of a pointless argument. It ticked me off, and things went downhill from there.
Is that all? Well, I will admit that definitely sounds like...
That's more like it. I missed you all so much, Candace.
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourselves at home. I'll take a quick trip outside to clear out some of those creatures in the sand.
Creatures? In the sand?
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training in these conditions is at a disadvantage.
Yeah, just leave them to Candace. Don't worry.
The winds died down. That means the sandstorm's over, right? Candace still isn't back yet, though. Is she all...
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried. All right.
Candace, you're still fighting? You've been out here dealing with these creatures the entire...
Yes. They just keep coming in waves. I've lost count of how many I've defeated. Before I realize...
Ah! Here comes another wave!
Leave this round to us.
It's been quite a while.
I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's go!
Solidify!
Scatter!
Yahoo! Brace yourself.
Torn to oblivion! Shine down!
Here we go. Here comes another wave. When are they ever gonna let up?
Propagate!
The creatures stopped appearing. Was that the last of them?
What we fought just now was probably the aftermath of the sandstorm.
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
Huh? Who are you?
Ah, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I had my hands full taking care of the village's elderly and children. I am the chief of Aru village. Everyone usually calls me Uncle Anpu.
Sir, I am also originally from the desert, but I have not been back for some time now. May I ask...
I can't besides sandstorms.
Another... So, Irminsul's withering...
Everything in the natural world is
Everyone in Aru village... speaking of which...
Village keeper?
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Most of them are scholars who lost their The academia believes that they're crazed muttering.
Alas, that's exactly what we've been trying to investigate, but no one in the village has ever seen them leave. If you're...
I've had encounters with those people in the past.
The Matra are the ones responsible for their exile. Now that you're no longer with them, are you trying to alleviate your guilt and atone?
Mock me if you will, but if you are guilty, I will eliminate you, regardless of my position or identity.
Oh, you're the former General Mahamatra. You must be an expert in these kinds of investigations.
Is it because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, these poor scholars. Firstly, but is it really a good idea to tag along with Cyno? You seem like you really don't trust him.
I'll be grateful for the assistance. No doubt you will do a better job than some of my former. Let's start by finding a spot to share what we know so far. Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essentially the same things as before. Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation? One of my former subordinates told me that this title has its origin. The Academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru village. When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before. But initially, the people of Aru village greatly resented having to take in the mad scholars. Aru village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the... After that, the people of Aru village treated the mad scholar...
The soft green light? A mad scholar protecting Aru village? Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Cyno, do you know if any of the mad...
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the Academia could still monitor their activities. With that said...
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then! Add in the fact that they calmed down...
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone, then it appears you... So, what do you make of the story? Really?
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord Kusanali was definitely using the Akasha...
No, it's not so much that I don't believe you. I'm just struck by your reasoning. Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current Dendro Archon. The Academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadeva. In addition, I've never heard any stories about Lesser Lord Kusanali and her deeds.
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a... How should Paimon put it? She's a good Archon who's kind and wise. Even if she says...
I've spent many years interrogating criminals.
Good! Then you should know that we're telling the...
That look in your eyes. I've never seen... How can this be? To think. Our Archon has...
Alright, now it's our turn to put our skills, but easier said than done. Especially since...
Excuse me, are you here to help?
Huh?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isak. You'll help me find my grandpa.
Is your grandpa a mad scholar?
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa is just Grandpa. Why do you have to call him that?
The person you're referring to is not a local.
Grandpa is just Grandpa. I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please, you...
Ah, so you're the one who was eavesdropping on us around the... I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was.
Whoa. Hatham wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp senses.
Sorry, I was only listening.
All right. But first...
Cyno is super vigilant.
Ah, you're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you. Do you know a boy by the name of Isak?
I had a feeling he'd go looking for you.
Huh? You knew this would happen?
Yes. Although he tried his best to stay hidden, I still noticed him. Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries who, unfortunately, it was only a few later. An elderly. However, the scholar was one summer night. So Grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. He even took the next morning. Isak woke up and wanted to go find his grandpa again. It's said that those who saw the scholar claimed he no longer. Isak was thrilled that his grandpa was able to find peace and would follow him.
All this somehow just makes Paimon feel really sad.
Perhaps. Nearly everyone who. It's also my reason for fighting.
Maybe the people have always had it.
Huh? What did you...
No, nothing. As long as...
Perhaps you are more compassionate than I gave you credit for.
Hey, Isak!
Oh, it's you guys!
We've cleared everything up.
Really? Yeah!
All right.
Excuse me, did you happen to...
You mean the village keepers? When I was eating dinner the other day, I saw one of them by the side of the road. Anything else?
The scholars that have gone missing.
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes.
Don't change the...
Right. You were asking about the the mad scholars. I think it's been a few days since I last... But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic.
Do you also think Grandpa...
Grandpa? Oh, hello there. It's little Isak. You mean that nice man who looks like your grandpa's long-lost twin, right? He was actually the one who protected my... It still feels pretty surreal now that I think back. Well, whatever the case, I'll always be thankful to him and whoever taught him to look out for others. I'm pretty sure that if I ever...
Gotcha! Thank... Sir, have you seen my grandpa recently?
Oh, well, if it isn't Isak. The last time I saw him... And speaking of my...
Oh, thank you.
It was nothing.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's no good. I've known you since you were very young. So as far as I'm concerned...
Wow, what a...
Okay, thank you.
Huh? Don't say anything for... Let's head over there. Listen, see if you can make out what they're saying.
Have you heard? The mighty Scarlet King, the sovereign of our faith, will soon return to this world.
Yes, of course I have. The Scarlet King is the one and only true ruler still. You say he's coming back, but it sure doesn't feel like life's about to change around here anytime soon.
Haven't you noticed? The village has been getting more deranged scholars than ever. Delavar was saying that many people also went insane just before the fall of the Scarlet King's civilization in ancient times. Isn't it a sign of the Scarlet King's power that all the...
Huh. Now that you say it...
Exactly. Those city folks will get what's coming to them.
Now, repeat everything you've just said from the...
Huh?
Who are you?
My patience is running thin. You heard what I asked.
Yeah! Bro, this guy's something else. Just look at his eyes.
Let's not get on his bad side, okay? I am no match for...
Oh, okay, good sir. What is it you would like to know?
Tell me about the Scarlet King's...
Well, I only know a few things from hearsay. I went for a drink the other day and heard others talking about a rumor that the madmen will disappear and that the Scarlet King will return to this land. I'm not making this up, I swear!
Hey, go on. Keep talking.
It's true. It's all true, sir. We desert folk have had more than enough of those people at the academia. They keep sending us all their mad scholars, and would you want to live like this if you were in our place? The radicals were even... Delavar also said that once the Scarlet King returns to our side, it's only...
Is that so?
Seems like he still wants to know more.
Got it! At first, I told myself it was just the drink talk. Please, don't beat me up just for mentioning these rumors.
The people here really like the Scarlet King, but dislike the Dendro Archon.
Where is this rat?
I haven't run into him over the past few days.
No, not at all.
Sounds like you're not too close.
No, of course not.
I have many ways to stop you from talking. So you'd best just stay home. Don't do anything until I've got...
Yes, got it.
That scared Paimon half to death. Cyno is pretty terrifying. He didn't try to reassure us at all.
I heard that.
Sorry.
It's part of being a Matra. The rumor we heard just now seems like a strong lead. But we need to check a few more. Very well.
Isak!
I'm here.
Where's your grandpa's house?
Well, I can take you there. Grandpa, he likes to be alone. Sometimes he stares at the sky in a daze, and other times he just pokes at the ground with his fingers. Every now and then, he yells out at the top of his lungs, so a lot of people are really scared of him. But he's a good person, really. I know he is. I swear, he's just like my real grandpa. This is where Grandpa usually...
There sure isn't much here.
No.
Incense? Please don't say it's... But are you okay?
There's a scent that you can sense, but I can't.
A certain traveler here once passed out from...
So, you know Tainari?
Huh? You know him...
Yes. Now that I concentrate.
Wait, surely Tainari didn't lecture...
No. No need. Did you first encounter this scent at Tainari's house? In the forest.
What are you looking for?
Here it is. Take a look right here. Although the traces have been completely buried from the size and shape, they belong to an adult male. The scent is quite faint.
But who would come looking for...
We'd have to ask whoever lured him away with the...
Huh? So you can lure someone away with just a... Hey! What's wrong with like...
Exactly. Even deep within the clutches of madness.
No.
So someone's taking advantage of their weak... Are the rumors really true? Could the disappearance of all the mad...
It's highly...
Please, you have to save my grandpa. Grandpa's never...
Sounds like we'd better help get him back.
Let's head to Aru Village and inform Candace and the others of...
Right. The darker fabric definitely looks a lot better.
We're back, Candace! We've got a lot to tell you.
Ah, welcome back.
Sounds like everyone.
Oh, Dia's here too.
You bet. Sup?
Reasonably.
All Hatham didn't go with.
We haven't seen him at all.
Huh. I saw him around the village entrance earlier and figured he was invested.
Did you find out anything? I see. So someone used a kind of incense.
The resurrection of the Scarlet King? First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars are fond of it, but as you get... Not to mention making incense is a labor it seems someone from beyond the wall must have been...
Makes sense.
So what should we do then?
If it was any other day, that would be your next logical step. But didn't you say that the villager got his news from the tavern? Well, I also like to...
If Paimon remembers correctly...
Ah, yeah. Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, Engur, the wide-eyed butcher... These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in the Scarlet King. Way they see it, the Scarlet King's resurrection... Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change the way of life here in the desert.
Tia! You're amazing!
No merc can afford to slack off on
Let's head out.
Now hold on, you're staying... Aru Village is not a big place. Outsiders stand out here like a sore thumb. I'd bet word about the desert is unforgiving. So compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual fighting skill. I need to go around and ask some questions. Good, then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Rebot with me, and we'll try our best.
All right, sounds like a plan. Well, here we are again.
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Paimon's amazed every time we see the wall of Samiel.
I know what you mean. I had the same question every time. Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall really block sandstorms? It was only after I grew up that I realized the wall of Samiel isn't just there to keep out the sandstorms. It serves a more important purpose. Sumeru is run by wise and mighty sages. To them, us desert dwellers are nothing but tools that can be used and discarded at their whim. We're cheap labor, like livestock, but easier to control. Nothing more. Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. Geniuses like Satari...
That's terrible.
I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
Hey, Dia.
No, not at all. This place just gets me thinking, that's all. Besides, we're here to procure...
Yep, we gotta...
Shh! Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so be careful what you say. Our mission started the moment we arrived here. Let's go check out the tavern. Maybe we'll find someone I know. Just our luck. None of them are here to...
You mean, you don't see any...
Dia, is that you? What a coincidence.
Zaki?
Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another land? Hello, hello. I'm Zaki.
We've had drinks together a few times. You could say we go back a ways. Anyway, as far as my friends here, they aren't too...
Absolutely. Much better.
Yeah. Have you seen Engur, Delavar?
Of course I have. Matter of fact,
I've got a spice trading deal from another nation. I thought maybe Delavar and his friends...
Ah, how thoughtful of you. Then I assume...
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret. Y'all at Caravan Rebot are like family.
Yes, how considerate of you.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Are we there yet?
Yep.
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on. A wild stab in the dark.
Oh no! It's an ambush!
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aru village? The boys have kept a close eye on... Not only do I know that you're...
So, you've been watching us?
Uh-oh.
And you left the strongest one in the village, didn't you?
So you and Delavar have been partners?
Dia! But you got one thing right.
If that's the case, then I'm sure Delavar would...
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the Wall of Samiel would have convinced me that you're one...
Delavar. And Engar. You're here too, huh?
Long time no see, Miss Mercenary. You should have known the traders are what a...
Dia, I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand that the Scarlet...
Yeah, gee, what a missed opportunity.
See? There you have it. Mercenaries are just a bunch of faith...
You're not wrong. Mercenaries are driven by more...
Enough talking! Get 'em!
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
Following orders.
New punching.
Scanner! Stabilize!
Illusion shattered! Think you can get away? Let's play!
Impossible!
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? How did you say it? It's only natural for a traveling mercenary like me. I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just... And of course you would believe everything he reported. Even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, you believed that Candace was the only one doing all the... That so-called Flame Mane is just a fraud. That's what you...
You lied in the village.
And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all thought you were so smart. Okay, that should be all.
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in our...
No task can be done without...
Oh, but instead of catching them right away, you...
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small...
Oh! You mean the funny name she mentioned back in Uncle Ump?
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Engar and Delavar like to talk themselves up. Alcohol has a way of making people...
What about Zaki?
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar. That's what you wanted to ask when we were at Uncle Aunt.
Wait, so he's a rat?
No, he isn't.
Wow! What a...
Ah, you're too kind.
So, that... About how mercenaries only care about Mora. And that any...
Does that bother you? What makes you so sure?
Dia? Do you dislike the Dendro Archon like the other desert folk?
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice things about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad. Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. I've begun to realize that the sages are behind it, but I see through it all. And unlike them, I can never...
Dear.
Anyway, looks like we're done with This should be all of them. I'll let you take...
All right. I'll be in...
Candace, do you need...
Candace will be okay on her own. I trust her, so you can't... She's been guarding Aru Village for quite some time now.
While I'm questioning them.
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler. As for these idiots...